It's a British Airways aeroplane just touching the ground. A 737 aircraft, Boeing. Virgin Atlantic. So I'll quickly read out the plane that we are expecting, and some of them they already landed. So the British Airways one from Phoenix is going to land. That's a 777. British Airways from Los Angeles, and that's 787 from Los Angeles, and Air Delta plane, and that's going to land this around, no, already landed 9:27. Today we are enjoying seeing plane touching the ground. It's not very clear, but at least it's better than nothing. Now I'm here at Terminal 5, Heathrow Airport. I'll try and read out some of the plane arrival list, so we know what's coming. Because it's a little bit busy and it's not really a nice sight. So the time is 10 o'clock to 10:08. So what's coming around this time? British Airways estimated to arrive soon. And we'll make it, it's a Boeing 777. And another British Airways plane, A320, Brussels, Airbus A320, and Air Canada, and that's a 777. And from Hull, Austin, we've got Airbus A350 from Austin, British Airways. From Washington, we got Dreamliner 787-9. There's one aircraft approaching the runway, so I'll just shift a little bit and see if we can see it touching the ground. That's the British Airways aircraft. share with the aircraft the A320 that's from Venice. And we're Emirates from Dubai, that's 767. And it's estimated arrival 11. Nearly lost this aircraft. Just trying to read from the tablet and at the same time controlling the camera, so that's why. So there's another plane approaching. There's two actually. You can't. I don't think I need to zoom in so that you can see. There's another one behind it. Yes. I'll just. It's quite busy here. Yeah, so you can see how busy it is here. You see this aircraft is just waiting for the previous aircraft to clear, and it's obvious it's just within a few seconds really. You can see now this one is nearly touch. I mean, it's approaching the runway. All pilots working hard. Very nice. It's not an easy job to do because the last 5 minutes the pilot will override the autopilot, and he or she will land the aircraft manually. So just imagine overriding computers. That's very nice. I mean, they need to be very intelligent to be able to do that. And again, you need to have a good situation awareness of everything is going around. It's around where you are, but the environment, and again, you need to be really not stressed, be able to concentrate and do the job well. There's a lot to take in. Yeah, my message for today, for those people who have partners working as pilots, ladies or male, please just make sure you don't make an argument with the pilot, knowing that they'll be they'll be on duty, because that could cause stress. So just wait for him or her until when they have a day off, so that you can just say what you want to say, because they need to concentrate and think careful about everything they do. They're very important people, and on board they've got passengers, so if they are stressed, they jeopardize the safety of their passengers. They can, they may. I don't mean that they will, definitely, but that can happen. I think you understand. Just make sure, even if you have an argument, if you feel like you're upset about something, just wait. Try and be nice to our pilot. Because at the same time, the pilot now is trying to align this aircraft to a center line. You see now there is a wind. This is not steady approach. It's not steady approach. So, and again, they have to communicate. Yeah, the pilot have to communicate with air traffic controllers. Within short space, short time, they have to, to manage the aircraft, control the aircraft, and communicate. And I think they're doing quite well, considering that there is a lot of traffic queuing. Like if you just look behind this aeroplane, you can see there's another plane waiting there. So they must maintain a certain distance between them. They can't just turn up. So they have to be really careful, listen to what they are told to do. At the same time, thinking about the weather as well. The weather is very crucial. It does affect the flight quite a lot. Like now, this aircraft is approaching. The aircraft must have maintain high lift, or just make sure that the aircraft is airborne. Again, at the same time, calculate the distance from where the airplane is and manage the speed so that it's not overshooting or undershooting, because you don't want it to be just accelerating to the building. Just a small calculation, if it's just a small error, can lead into catastrophic accident, because you don't want to to miss the runway and end up landing into buildings or cars, or or going too fast. You cannot decelerate. Yeah, I said if you're going too fast, it means that you end up hitting something, cause accident. So there's a lot of things to do. A lot to do. That's Sri Lanka Airline. Sri Lanka airplane just touching the ground. Yeah, I'm not really doing well with watching this radar, because it's a little bit difficult to just look and see what's coming. Again, manage the camera. So my apology, but I hope you're enjoying the video. Oh, you can always comment. You can always comment or ask any question, or just say something you wanna say, because we are here to learn. request something, any topic you want to cover. I'm just talking through this video, so I just don't know if for you that's what you would like to hear. Please leave a comment if you want to hear your video quiet with nobody talking, or you prefer to hear someone talking like me now. Just need to know. British Airways plane. Here at Heathrow Airport, you see a lot of them. So now we have this aircraft landing is approaching the runway. As we all know, that is very important that we have our landing gear deployed, because sometimes the landing gear can get stuck, but we can see we've got our two main landing gear and the nose gear deployed, so we need them just for landing and taxiing. Unfortunately, we don't need landing gear once the aircraft is airborne. Sometimes I stress and think, what do we have to take this landing gear with us up there? What can we do? What can we do so that we don't have to take a landing gear with us? Because we only need them to land and take off. And once we are in flight, once the aircraft is in flight, we don't need landing gear. So, and then if we are using an aircraft with non-retractable landing gear, then the landing gear becomes an obstacle, causing drag force, which we don't need it. We don't need drag force. Yeah, we don't need drag force in flight, but sometimes we may need drag force during landing to slow the aircraft down. So you may need to use those landing gear, deploy landing gear to just create drag force to reduce speed. But apart from that, we need our aircraft streamlined. That's Air France just landing. Oh, there's a bed. You don't need the bed strike. You don't need a bed strike in the engine. That could cause an accident. So we see another aeroplane approaching. It says Virgin Airline aeroplane. It's nearly touching the ground. I say it's decelerating now, but unfortunately we can't see any further. There is another aeroplane coming. Yeah, I was talking about landing gear being an obstacle once you're airborne, once the aircraft is airborne. Basically, well, for an aircraft to be in flight, we've got we need two forces, but we've got two other forces which are against what we need. So we need the forward force, which is thrust. Thrust is opposed by this drag that I was talking about. There is so many different types of drag. I will talk about that another day. If anybody interested, please leave a comment. I can make a video about that. Yes, I was talking about these forces we need. Yeah, I said we have a drag force, which is our opposing thrust. We need the thrust for an aircraft to move forward. And again, we've got the lift force, which we need to generate. We need to have lift to lift the aircraft up, but then lift is opposed by gravitational force and all the weight of the aircraft and everything. So for an aircraft to be in flight, we just need to consider those things. So if you have a landing gear in the way is a problem while the aircraft is taking off. That's why you see this, you see aircraft, once they take off, they will retract the landing gear as soon as possible. So we've got another aircraft approaching. It's a British Airways aircraft. I don't know. Yes, that just the British Airways aircraft just landed. It's just coming home. So British Airways is that this is Heathrow Airport. So this is a home for British Airways. Actually, I'm just nearby the car park, the British Airways car park. I mean, yeah, the staff car park. You can see this pilot. Oh, with his uniform. Yes. Yeah, again, now I'll show you these air hostess. As you know, they always dress up nice and looking smart and glamorous. But one thing I think about air hostess is like just being in flight. Let's say if you've got a long flight and someone is wearing high heels, oh my God, I just feel sorry for them sometimes. They look nice, but then I don't think it's practical. Um, that British Airways plane just landed. I was actually thinking about it. One day I was in flight, one of these aircraft during coronavirus, and this air hostess, they were like just dressed up with these disposable um, aprons, gloves, as if they're just going to attend a patient, as if they are doctors. But anyway, it was fun. But I think for them, they were feeling comfortable. They were not wearing high heels. They were like more of trying to think about more of infection control. That's during COVID. But now, I don't think they are doing that now. Oh, that's another British Airways aeroplane is coming home, nearly touching the ground. Wow. Anyway, while we're talking about these air hostess wearing high heels, I'll just ask you something. I'm just curious. Does anybody have a fear of flying, and why? Please put your comment down. Because myself, I used to feel that way, but then now I know that you're safe in air than anywhere else. Because everything in aircraft design, you have this thing, something we call redundancy system. So you're more like, if any failure happens to any, look that bird. Okay. Yeah, if any failure happens, so they've got alternative, something to cover that. Unlike cars, because even these pilots, they go through checks, tests to make sure they're not drunk. But in cars, you have people driving with just from bars sometimes. And so you don't know sometimes who is behind the vehicle driving. But we're safe. But I think you're safe more, in plane. You're safe than anywhere else. So there's one aircraft is approaching now to land. I think I may need to catch up with the arrival and see what's coming. Although I'm struggling with this checking on radar. Maybe if I use something small like a mobile phone to check on radar, it will be much better than having a laptop, because you need to place it down and pick it up, and it's not convenient. So there's another aircraft approaching. You can imagine the pilots having their final checks. they have to go through some, I don't know if it's something like a paperwork sometimes, just to check and double check everything is done correctly. Even if they are doing, if they are landing very often on each flight, some of these procedures, they must be done. This bus keep coming and it's just an obstacle. It just keep coming and going because it's a shuttle. It's just picking passengers and taking them to the airport. This is Terminal 5. There's another aeroplane approaching. There are two. One behind it, just queuing, waiting for the air traffic control to tell them what to do. To give them clearance for them to land. Even if you've got fast jet behind, you can't just say, oh, I'm going to overtake this plane in front of me. It's a small Cessna 150, it's just going very slowly. No. There's no overtaking, you have to wait. Even if you are a pilot with a Concorde fast bird, no, you're gonna have to wait. No overtaking. You cannot overtake. Just wait for your turn. There's one plane taxiing. Yeah, that's British Airways. There's so many aeroplanes for British Airways. I'll just show you. You see the fins. Look. Yeah. There's one plane approaching to London now. I'll just take you back to it. It is... well, that's Air India. Wow. Air India uses a lot of Dreamliner 787. I love Dreamliner. I think it's one of my favorite civilian plane. Yeah, we can't beat the Concorde. I was just saying, Concorde is always the best. The one and only Concorde passenger, supersonic passenger aircraft. I miss that plane. Yeah, I wish if Concorde was still operating, I would pay I mean, I would work maybe, I don't know if that's 2 years wages just to pay for that flight. Definitely I'll do that, but unfortunately we can't do that. It's just missed. I don't know why. I mean, I just cannot justify it in myself that that plane is being grounded. They were saying that this Concorde is not, it wasn't economical. Was it paying out? I just don't know. Why don't they make people to pay a lot of money to cover the costs?